There I was, exhausted, with a smile on my face. I was in the zone. I felt like an athlete. And then it beeped and I went again. What exactly do I mean by this? Do you remember the feeling of when you absolutely crushed something and you just felt so powerful, inspired, invigorated? Or do you remember when you do something as a kid, like on the sports field or some type of event, and you did really well and you felt amazing from it? You can almost still feel that energy now as you reflect on it. That's what we're going to go through today. And I'm going to share with you how to go about that. I'm Salvatore. This is now the fourth video in a series where I'm giving you everything you need to know about how to start running, how to stay running, how to progress, how to conquer it, how to just absolutely fall in love in a safe way. I wish I had these types of videos in a guide when I started running in just a way that I could understand. I would have been so grateful, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, if you're new, welcome. I want you to subscribe, and after watching this video, because this is the fourth in the series, I want you to go to the playlist on the right, which should be this series, and watch the first three videos. Because this is like a puzzle piece, and this is us putting this piece into the puzzle, which is going to be helpful as the fourth step, because it's kind of builds on the previous knowledge. And of course, having all these videos, seeing the full view of them, which is going to be in a week, so every video comes out every day, new video, you'll be able to see how the whole picture looks, because all the puzzle's complete, right? And how it all comes together. That's what I'm going to share with you today. So I would implore you to go back if this is your first video and watch the rest. Otherwise, let's simply get into it, right? So if you've been listening to what we've been saying in the past videos and implementing the steps, you've done the 80% of the runs the zone 2 runs, right? You've built up a base. In the examples we've used, you've done your random encounters, you've got lots of experience, and you've gained a couple of levels. You've built the consistency to love getting up in the morning, going for a run, having a nice time. And I forgot to mention that, of course, in this zone, because it's not too taxing, you can listen to an audiobook, a podcast, music, and just really learn something in this time where you're kind of just letting your body just enjoy the process without pushing yourself too hard. But if you've kind of done a lot of this, you're probably thinking like, okay, like Salvatore, this is doing my head in. I want to get like heaps of levels. I want to actually crush the workout. Okay. Well, this is the part where we can, and I'm going to give you permission to do that, right? So, it's probably like if you've seen the movie The Karate Kid. Remember when Daniel like polishes all the cars, wax on, wax off, cleans does the fences, sands the floor, does all this stuff, and he's like so annoyed because, or what's the point of all this? Why am I doing this? I just want to learn to fight, throw punches, do all that cool stuff, right? I want to defend myself, like. And then Mr Miyagi basically tells him to stop being silly, and then he tells him about the moves, and he gets him to do it, and then he starts attacking him, and then he incorporates all the moves in a fluid motion, and then he's basically crushed it. He feels amazing. That's what this is. So this is kind of that 20% that I've mentioned in the 80-20 rule of how to go about that and how to crush those workouts. I'll share with you the exact workout I do, and what you can do to implement that, how to go about that, and have those amazing experience of conquering it. And I'll give you a bonus tip as well if you listen along towards the end of how to just really help crush these sessions, because they are hard. All right, I'm not gonna lie, they're not easy, but they're so worth it. These sessions, what I call interval tempo sessions, the faster runs, right, are akin to battling the boss, right? So we know when we get to a boss in a video game, right, we have to do a little bit of thinking, right? It requires a bit of intelligence. We have to tackle it in a certain way. We can't just attack him all the time. We have to heal up, we have to defend, we have to strategize a bit. Same thing with this. Can't just go running all out. Like, we have to temper it a little bit, right? It's also kind of like in Pokemon, right? Where you get up to the gym leader. The gym leader is the boss. He's a bit harder more difficult than everyone else. But by battling him and succeeding, of course, with a strategy and a plan and everything, you will gain a lot more experience, which will get you up to the next level or a couple of levels beyond that. And that's what I'm sharing with you today, because you've built that base. There's a certain point that, of course, if you want to progress, you have to, as we know, push yourself. And this kind of situation is quite a controlled way to push yourself and have those benefits come through in a more safer and controlled way, and how to set that up exactly, right? So the 20% runs, how to do this, what's going on, please explain. How do I get that experience? I want that experience now. Okay, so we are going to do what's called interval runs, which means, as you've kind of seen in your training, you've been doing a lot of this zone 2, which is a certain speed, it's a bit easier, it's easier moderate pace, right? This is different. This is making your body, telling your body, we are going to now run at speed. We are going to run at a race speed. It's also good because you don't have to kind of actually go to a race. You can just, in your own time, in your own space, have that almost tutorial level comfort where you're figuring it out and you're going for it. What do I mean by this? So I have a Garmin watch, right? And in this watch, or on this watch, there's a program that allows me to set up the interval. See, I love doing 5K races. So my intervals are based around that, right? Meaning, I hit go on this workout, and it tells me to do a light jog to warm up, because I have to jog to a certain location, which is best for doing this exercise. See, that's the thing. By doing all this prep, you need to think of or know an area close to you, again, by charting a map in the previous video, that is going to be the safest and the best way to go about these interval runs, because these are going to be fast, right? You're going to need space to do them, and you kind of don't want to have to interrupt them during the session. It is a bit annoying. Okay, so when I've warmed up and I'm at the spot, I hit the lap button on my watch, and what it does is it says go, and for 1 kilometer I have to run at my race pace, which, depending on how fit I am and where I'm at, it's generally about under 4 minutes to just above 4 minutes. Okay, which is pretty fast. You're really going for it. But the beauty of this is that after the K, you get to rest, right? Crazy. And the watch beeps, it signals you've done it, and it tells you, quickly what the pace was. And then it says you have a recovery of, now when starting this, I had the recovery a bit longer. So I think I had the recovery at about 4 minutes. Now you should really do a light jog, but you can do a little bit of a walk, like a fast walk as well, to kind of just keep moving, keep your body warm. And then of course it will go again. So of course I'm doing 5 intervals of this 1 kilometer, and then you run another K, at that pace, that race pace, that speed. So getting your body used to, going for it, and then you break again. And the good thing is the watch, it knows intuitively how to do it. And then obviously once you finish, now it will probably be difficult to do the first 5 intervals for the first time. So you might only find you do 3 or 4. That's okay. First time, pat on the back, well done for doing so much, thumbs up. Seriously, good job. Save it, upload it to Strava, and you'll be able to see your progress. I think it's awesome. But you're probably like, okay, well, I don't have a fancy Garmin watch like you. What can I do? What can I use? Glad you asked. We've all got a phone, right? On your phone, there's an app that I've looked at. It's called Intervals Pro. You can set it up in the exact same way as what I'm suggesting. You can set it up that you have a warm-up, and then it warms you up for a couple of minutes, or however long it takes for you to get to the area that is going to be for your speed session, your interval run. And then it will know, okay, for 1 kilometer, we have to time how quickly he runs. We have to calculate his metrics. And then after that, we go tell him to rest, because it will probably beep, and then you rest, and you go again, so on and so forth, right? And that's free, it's a free app. The good thing is, you can actually, after this, it uploads automatically to Strava. You have to go on your phone and enable the settings to, data sharing and stuff like that, so it knows that once the run's finished, it can upload to a third party and you can see those results. And that will kind of and I think that's the best thing. The best thing of doing these runs is that you should track them, because you need to see your progress over time, and you just feel so accomplished looking back and be like, wow, look how fast I ran for these laps. Even though it's a kilometer, you still ran that. You should be super duper proud, right? It's so much easier than having to go all out for say the whole 5Ks. This is kind of getting your body used to that. And again, in a controlled, safer environment. Now, like I said, I promised I'm going to give you some tips into how to make this easier or better for you. For me, when I do these type of runs, I have a specific place I go to that makes it so much easier to do this. Because I go to an area which is paved and there's no cars. It's like a running track almost. And each lap of this, because it's around a cricket oval, is about maybe 850 to 900 meters. It's about a kilometer, which means when I'm doing the actual run, visually, I can see how far away I am. And okay, I'm 50% through, I'm 60, without having to look at my watch and okay, I'm getting there, keep going, I can do it. So it's kind of more, it takes a lot of the thinking out, opposed to if you kind of did a run where you side streets, you go left, you go right, you're like, how long have I run, when is it over? It makes it so much easier to execute and succeed on that interval. That's kind of the aha moment that I had, and I'm so glad I can share with you. You might find there's a park near you that one whole lap is about, say, 500 meters. So 2 laps is therefore, a K. Things like that, it helps to kind of keep you in that flow. Whereas if you had to do side streets and then cross the road and then wait for a car, it breaks up the speed of this, and then it'll affect your time, and you probably feel frustrated and you can't get into a rhythm. That's what I'm trying to get at with this. Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, I had a flow, right? Another bonus tip I'm going to give you. This helped me so much. When I do this type of session training, interval run, right? There's a specific song or songs I'll use or listen to. For me, when I did the fastest interval run I've done on this, which is I think it was running 3 minutes 40, 3 minutes 50, pretty much every single lap was under 4 minutes. I was so proud of myself. I was really going for it, really had some speed. And in that point, I listened to a song from Final Fantasy X, one of my favorite games, called Wandering Flame. Even though I say it's a song, it's more like a meditation almost. It's very tranquil and relaxing. And I just put it on repeat. And the point of this was just to help calm down my mind so I could focus on my breathing, focus on the workout without stressing too much, and simply just meditating and getting into this flow state. Really enjoying it, feeling like the athlete, to just frame my mind. And that just really, really helps the music, because let's be honest, this 20% of training is difficult. It's not easy. It's not easy. So why not, as much as we can, make it easier on ourselves? Why not, incorporate little tips and tricks to make it so much more doable, and meaning that the next time you come back, you're like, it wasn't so bad, it was actually really fun, I really enjoyed it. These little things help you to just overcome and conquer that mountain, right? That's what I'm trying to get at with this series and kind of this hard training. And then at the end of it, you'll feel exactly kind of like Daniel in Karate Kid, or you've accomplished something difficult and you feel so proud of yourself. That's what I'm trying to get at with this video and this series, right? This is the speed. This is me giving you permission to conquer that mountain in a very specific way, that 20%, going for it in a very timed scenario, to have that feeling of conquering life, right? Of course, thank you so much for joining. This is the 4th video in this series. There's 3 more to go. They'll be uploaded the day tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after that. And you'll be able to see how this all fits together and be the perfect guide for you, right? You can refer to these videos as much as you need. Go back and watch the early videos if you need. It's all explained, right? This type of interval running, or this type of running or training, is like the sexy type of training where it's hard, but you're gonna get the results. The boss battle, you're going to level up so much. And if you look back at 3-6 months from now, you're gonna be like, holy moly, I've gotten so much more fitter from just conquering these workouts, but also balancing that with not going so hard every other run that I'm able to come back and do these, feel refreshed for these difficult runs. Like that's the magic of how that fits together. And I'm getting you to think about pace and what it feels to run slower, because you'll know instinctively what that is and what your race pace is, so you get more comfortable knowing that this is where the limit is and this is something I can achieve. Like, how inspiring is that? Like, seriously. Like, I know I'm full of energy, but I just love that I can share these ideas with you and just inspire action, as I wish I had someone mapping it out in this way to me to help me conquer the mountains and conquer life, right? Now, if you want a bit more help, some guidance, a whole strategy, everything mapped out, so you don't have to think, and you just want that more tailored approach, in the link below, in the description, there's a link below that I offer one-on-one coaching, in which you can ask me a bunch of questions about how you kind of want to get into running or some other type of fitness. You might want to get into biking, riding a bike, or something or other, right? I will answer those questions ahead of time. You will set a time that works for you. I'll be on that call, and we're going to step through in 60 minutes everything that I can. Every question you have will be answered. We'll be able to help you have a plan, a guide that will really help you to conquer those mountains and conquer life. If you want to conquer those mountains literally on a bike and conquer life, I've distilled 6 years of me commuting on my bike and training on my bike into an easy to understand and follow ebook called Life Cycles that will give you everything you need to answer all your questions. It's like this 7-day guide, but on steroids, right? Like on crazy, like easy to understand. Everything's linked. Like there's products, there's the training to do, the eating to do, the recovery, the stretching, the cleaning the bike. Every question you can think of how to save so much money on buying the right bike is all answered, right? That's also in the link below as well. But seriously, thank you for joining. Subscribe so you can be informed for the next video tomorrow. And remember, conquer mountains, conquer life. And one last thing, I'm so sorry. When you do your first interval using Interval Pros and uploading it onto Strava, I want you to comment what it was like, how it felt doing your first interval run, and like what you thought. I want to hear your stories of you conquering the mountain and what it felt like. Thanks. Conquer mountains, conquer life.